you can see lots of companies, they are building AI tools, and there's a lot of advertisements. And so how do you personally stay on top of AI trends without feeling overwhelmed? And what resources would you recommend for students? Because they might get confused, like which tool to use, which not to use. What would be the suggestion from your end?
Um, I think you want to start with, the big company platforms. So as I say,
Yeah.
start with Microsoft Learn. You can probably find equivalent platforms on Amazon and Google. Um, look look at what they are. Just start there. There's already plenty of content on Microsoft Learn, but if you feel like you want to do cross-platform, have a look at the others as well.
Mhm.
Where all these other companies are releasing AI tools, those are the things that you will be building. So, or they will be your competitors. So do not bother downloading those things and playing with those things.
Mm.
Look at your big platform and then try to build stuff on top of it. That is the thing that you would then be selling. So if you then go into a company and they are building their own tool, you will have the background knowledge as to where, how to start at the platform and build upwards. It's pointless to look at all the other things. Like, you might
Yeah.
play with them a little bit, but they're not. Yeah, it's not going to help you any to say, oh, I've learned how to do something with this brand new thing that is here
Yeah.
today and gone tomorrow.
Yeah. I think you're absolutely correct. They need to start with the big platforms first to build their foundation, and then once they have hands on and they understand, then they can go and explore other uh, tools. So that's lovely. Okay, a quick mythbuster round. So I wanted to ask your quick answers on AI misconceptions that students often have. So AI is making degrees useless.
No, in that, if you have a software engineering degree, if you understand, like, really in depth how engineering works, how coding works, you have the potential to become a principal engineer, a principal software developer. If
Hmm.
you are coming through an easier route, maybe you've just done a boot camp, maybe you've just done a bunch of things online, yes, you will know how to build stuff fast and ugly, but you will not necessarily know the values that a large organization is building on at scale. And they will not respect you if you are not able to follow those architectural principles that they all know and you do not know because you've skipped all of that base grounding work. So at here we are in Perth, where we are a cowboy town, essentially. We are very few people living on the edge of the world, out of reach of everything. And yeah, there are people that don't have degrees that are working in big companies. This doesn't happen virtually anywhere else in the world. Anywhere else you go, they want to know, what is your degree? Where did you get it from? What did you graduate in? What was the grade?
Yeah.
I don't care about those things so much, but I do want to know that their knowledge is grounded in good engineering principles, that they understand how all of this stuff maps together. If they don't, then they are a security risk, really, because they're just going to throw together patchy things that have gaps in between them because they don't have that enterprise engineering all across the thing that they're building. So no, it's it's absolutely possible here in Perth to survive without a degree, and I know people that have done it and who are doing it well, but that does not serve those people well if they want to go anywhere in the rest of the world. And it is a few people, it isn't everyone. So if you have the opportunity to go deep, do it. If you don't, do what you can. Just have that continuous learning mindset, that growth about embracing knowledge, and try to learn as much as you can all of the time. Never take the lazy way out. That will not serve you.
That's perfect. Uh, cool. So that was myth number one. So I have three myths altogether. Myth number two: prompt engineering is just a trend.
No, no. Prompt engineering, even if you take it at its very basic level, when you go to your mother's house and she says to you, "How do I do such and such?" or "How do I get such and such?" and you just say, "Oh, have you not asked Google? Just ask Google." And she's like, "I ask it and this is what it says." And you look at it and it's just like a nonsense, useless thing. It's taken her to the wrong page and all stuff like that. And then you
True.
type in exactly what she's asking for and it comes up with the right page. She has been trying to do stuff all day and she was unable to. It's not because your mother is dumb. It is because your mind is better trained for prompt engineering. So even at that very basic public level, you can see the difference that a better prompt that you put into Google makes in real life situations. When you are talking about building AI, prompt engineering is one of the four levels of defense in depth, security, and
Mm,
responsible that you can put in there. What you can control at the prompt is the difference between whether your AI app goes rogue or not. So you can absolutely control hallucinations by setting the temperature of your model. But at another level, you also need to say things to it like, if you do not know the answer to this question, you may not make it up. Like that is in the system prompt, or that
mm,
is put in the system prompt. You can say to it, you may only go to company data sources for your information. Do not take the answer from your base model learning. Take it from company data sources. This
yeah.
grounds AI in the information that you want it to share rather than all the information of the internet that it was trained on. These things are within the system prompt. Also
Mm,
within the system prompt, you can have a bunch of things around safety, around what it may and may not do, around what it may and may not say, about what its personality is, about what its purpose is. All the things, in fact, there were, many levels that you will put in the system prompt.
mm,
Being able to put those in with as fewer characters as possible to, not waste your tokens is a skill. Being
yeah.
able to ensure that you put them in and tune those properly so that your AI is behaving as you want it to behave, that is a real skill. There, there are lots of other ways that prompts can be used, but prompt engineering itself is one of the key phases that you need when building a good app, a trustworthy app.
Absolutely. And you gave a very beautiful example in the beginning that's gonna uh, burst this myth totally. And okay, the last one: only data scientists will have jobs in AI world.
No, I mean, that's crazy. I would have thought that there would be some data scientist stuff that can be done by AI as well, because AI is very good at consolidating large amounts of data, summarizing it, and putting it in the voice of the person you want it to go to. So, a key component of a data scientist role is to be able to understand all the data and then present it to the leadership in the form of a report or form of a presentation. AI is very good at doing that. There is absolutely no reason why that cannot be done by the AI. But I would not say that because that can be done by an AI and done very well, we don't need any data scientists. We need people at every level because if you let an AI work on its own without any human oversight, without any human guidance or intervention, it will produce the same stuff as every other AI out there. And what you get is 100 documents that are all the same or similar. They are not identical because of the token, but it's all very meh, and you can see it. If you, as a lecturer, as a professor, are reading 100 essays submitted by your students, you can see if those 100 were written by ChatGPT because they have
Yeah,
the same pattern within them.
same
They have
pattern. Yeah.
the same kind of words that they are often using, the same structure. And it's just like you are so bored after a while because you're just like, oh my God, not another AI generated report. Whereas
So true.
when someone takes that AI generated report as their first draft and then they
Hmm.
build on it, they add their own expertise into that, they add their own spin on it, they add their own language into it. And there you have an opportunity to create something that stands out from all of the meh. And that is really important. Um, where there are companies that have gotten rid of loads of people with the idea that AI will be able to do their stuff, those
Hmm.
companies are overtaken by other companies who have more of a partnership going between AI and their collaborators, human
Hmm.
collaborators, where they work together, they can do what they need to do faster, better, more productively, and they can innovate and they can go drive forward towards their goal a lot faster. Where there is too much of just AI, it'll all be mm, boring.
Collapsed. Yeah.
Too much humans and no AI, it'll be too slow. So you need that collaboration.
Yeah.
Co-pilots, that's what you need with your
Co-pilots.
yes.
True, absolutely. Perfect. All right. So it was really wonderful. But before we wrap up this session, I just want your advice to students who feel AI is moving too fast for them and to keep up. So, your advice for all my audience today.
I take like half an hour each morning, just like reading my LinkedIn feed, because often there's a lot of people in there that have read articles, that have read about new technologies, and they've taken the time to summarize it and make it a little post. And so you can see a post, you can often see like a picture, a diagram that summarizes as well. So it gives you a kind summary in the morning as you're drinking your coffee that you can start the day and you can start to feel a little bit um, like you know what's going on, even if you don't know it in depth yet. And what I
Hmm.
then do is I take some of those articles, some of those posts that are interesting to me that I want to go deeper on. I will then just message it to myself so that I will look it up later and go deeper on that one particular thing. Yeah, I think the LinkedIn feed is a really good way to get a summary and a good start for the day while you're drinking your coffee.
Awesome, awesome. That was great ending and a lovely advice for all students. And I'm pretty sure they have learned a lot from you today. All those insights and those resources gonna help them a lot in their upcoming career journey. Thank you so much for your time today, and hopefully we'll do another episode with when the new trends. So thank you, Michelle.
Thank you too. I'm always happy to come back and talk about whatever's going on at the moment.
Awesome. Thanks. Bye.